today I'm going to do this for Mask Monday. I know I haven't done a Mask Monday in a really long time. So this is the Body Shop Ethiopian Honey Deep Nourishing Mask. I haven't gotten Body Shop products in a long time, but I used to really like them. Apply evenly and then rinse off after 5 to 10 minutes. So, not too much, huh? So, question is, usually I apply masks with a brush, so I don't know how this is going to go. Where's the brush I like to use? Here we go. Because it's all in here, so I'm not sure if it's going to work with a brush or not. But, let's see. Oh, I think I can do this with a brush. Oh yeah. Well, so far, it's very cool. Easy to apply with a brush. I mean, you could do it with your fingers, I suppose, but I'm very big on using brushes. And yeah, I like to get all the way down under my chin and everything. And the nose. Right, people? So it's one that you rinse off, not peel off. Which, I like peel away ones, but except those charcoal ones, those are painful. I've tried it a couple times and I'm like, nope. And for some people, it's not painful. I know a few people that's like, no, it didn't hurt. But like I think you saw, if you saw my empties, my niece actually had a bad reaction to it. So, okay. We're almost done here with applying it. Don't want to get it in your eyes. There we go. So that was simple enough. And yeah, I almost used the whole product, I think. So they put just enough in there really for one mask. And great, my battery's dying. And I already started this up. So I am going to talk afterwards then. So I'm going to do the mask. I'm going to rinse it off. And then I'll come back and talk to you after my battery's been charged a little bit. Sorry about that. Usually I talk during the mask, but we're going to have to do it differently this time. Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. Let's tell you about the mask I did the other day, the honey one. Because my battery died, so I couldn't do what I usually do and talk to you while the mask was on. It was a very short mask anyways. It was just 5 to 10 minutes. I took it off. It was very sticky. Even when, like, trying to rinse it off, it was kind of hard to get off the face. Like, I ended up using a scrub to get it off. So I'm not sure how I feel about it, because I don't know if it was the scrub that made my skin feel so good, or if it was the mask and the scrub together. I don't know. So that kind of like makes it difficult. It was the Ethiopian honey mask, and I don't know, I wasn't that like impressed with it, I guess, enough to want to buy it again, maybe. But then at the same time, it did make my skin look and feel nice. It's just was it the mask or was it the scrub? But I have another one, and I'm going to put it in the giveaway that I'm doing in the future, which reminds me, please share and subscribe to this video, because there will be a giveaway when I reach 300, which involves this and some masks that you can try out for yourself and let me know what you think. And this is the Hard Candy Matte, yes, Look Pro Matte Eyeshadow Pro Palette. And there's going to be some other things in that giveaway too. So, Anyways, I know I'm not very enthused right now, am I? My energy isn't as up as I would like it to be. I'm a little tired. I've been sick a lot lately. And so that just wears me out a bit. But I don't want that to affect how I do things here. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk about some stuff. Because that's what we usually do when I do a Mask Monday, usually with the mask on, but I couldn't do the mask on, as Sarah explained. So anyways, like I said, I've been sick a lot lately, which you guys know if you watch me on the regular, that I've been ill a lot. And I'm trying to get, and this weather I don't think really helps because the rain affects the pain, that I have in my hands. I can say, though, that it's never been as bad as it was. One time I went to the ER because the pain was so bad, and it's never happened that bad again, which I'm thankful for, because that day it was so bad that I couldn't even pick up like a makeup brush. It would hurt, and that hasn't happened again to that extent, which I'm so thankful to the gods that hasn't happened again. That was awful. It was a horrible feeling. I don't want to deal with it ever again. I'm still working with doctors and things like that. Now, I had said in a different video that I would explain, oh my gosh, cats. The cats are really wired lately because it's raining outside. I have cats that like to go outdoors, and when they can't go outdoors, they act crazy in the house and they fight with each other. They get mad. I don't know if they blame each other for not being able to go outside. I don't know. But anyways, you hear hissing and stuff in the background. I apologize. They're in a very, very bad moods today. When it's so dreary out, I don't blame them. I'm so depressing. I need some light, and I think that would also help a lot with how I'm feeling. But I went to go do an MRI, and I had a complete breakdown. It was super just awful. And first, the day before, I had a phone call. Somebody called and asked some questions, like the normal, I guess MRI questions. I don't know. I've never had one. And they, asked me if I had, had any heart problems, if I had, any metal in me. And one of the metal questions they asked was, do you have any metal filings in your eyes? And I was just like, what? What? I never heard of anybody having, what a weird question. And I was like, why? And the guy, gave me this really weird explanation, which I've talked to the doctor since then, and she's like, yeah, that's not exactly what he should have said to you. And yeah, he's like, well, your eyes are like jelly, and so the metal filings could move around and stuff. And it was like, what are you saying to me? And I told him by the end of that whole thing, I was like, dude, I'm not very comfortable with this anymore. I was all like, okay, I'm gonna go get an MRI. I wasn't thrilled about it because I don't even like getting x-rays. X-rays kind of freak me out too. But an x-ray, you go in, they x-ray you, you go out. It doesn't take that long, and it's over with, and you can breathe again. I knew nothing about an MRI, and so this guy's telling me this stuff. I'm like, and he's like, oh, no, it's nothing, don't worry. He's like, the worst part is the sound, and, they'll give you earplugs, or we'll give you, music, and you won't even, it won't even bother you. Okay. So I spent, all night being super anxious about that. I was just I couldn't sleep. I was totally freaked out. I had some friends reassure me that it would be fine. But then again, I had so many different stories about MRIs. Most of them, though, were you just go in there and you lie down and it's really noisy and you just have to stay still. Okay. Nobody told me how long I would have to stay still. And my boyfriend was like, oh, and he told like a little bit of a different story. Like he actually told me probably what was closer to what they wanted. And he said they're going to inject you with this stuff. And then you're going to have to lie down in the machine and stay really still for a long amount of time. So when I went, I kind of like settled myself with the, I'm just going to go in and do it. And first I go into one waiting room after registering at the hospital. And then a woman came and took me to another waiting room. And the whole time she's kind of talking to me and she's like, oh, it's like nothing. She's like, they're going to play whatever radio station you want. She's like, anything you want. And like she made such a big deal out of it. It was like, you're overselling this a little bit, lady. It's making me uneasy. Get to the other waiting room and she leaves me there. She's like, somebody's going to come out and talk to you. So another person comes. I'm like, why take this many waiting rooms? And I'm sorry, I got like an itch. It's driving me kind of crazy. Like I feel like there's a hair on my nose, but there's no hair there. Drives me nuts. Anyways, so yeah. So this other lady comes out and she was horrible. She was just horrible. First, she gives me some paperwork to do, so I'm like cool with that, whatever. And most of it were like just a bunch of questions. Many like them, the ones that I had been called the day before. But one of them was if I had any tattoos. I was like, yes. And so when she went over the question, she was like, oh, she's like, if you have a tattoo, it might burn while you're in there. What? And then she starts talking about injecting me, and I was like, hold on. Nobody told me I was going to get injected anything. Of course, except for my boyfriend. But when one person, even your boyfriend, tells you something, and 10 other people tell you a different experience, which experience are you going to go with? Most likely the experience that everybody else tells you. Nobody ever said anything about getting injected. And the doctor certainly didn't tell me I was going to get injected. Nobody told me over the phone I was going to get injected. Now at the last minute, I'm being told I'm going to get injected with something. And my mind just started, like, racing. I just started to freak out. And I could feel, like, my heart racing. I knew what was happening. And I'm just looking at this lady like, you just need to stop, lady. And she telling me, I don't even remember everything she told me, but she also was like, you're going to have to stay like really still for like an hour on your stomach with your arms out. And I was like, whoa, I'm one of those people that can't stay still even when I'm asleep, even when I am knocked out asleep. Like, give me drugs and I pass out, but I move constantly. In my sleep, it's if my boyfriend didn't have the medication he takes to be passed out, it would drive him nuts. And sometimes it still does because I move around so much. And even when I'm like just sitting and watching TV, one of my legs is going, like I can't stay still. I don't know if it's some nervous thing. I don't know what it is, but it's just the way I've been for a very long time. And there's nothing, I can't do anything about it. Like if I try to stay still, it actually makes it worse. So, because then I'm just like, I can't even explain. It's just this buildup of not being able to move. And so I was like, I thought that I'd be staying. I figured at the most it would be 15 minutes, which was going to be really hard, but I was going to try to do. But this woman's like, you're going to be in there for an hour. I was like, there's no way. There's no way I'm going to stay still for an hour. It just doesn't happen. And she's like, well, we could give you some Valium. And I'm like, Valium? I'm like, lady, you're not listening to me. Valium isn't going to do it. This isn't. She's like, well, it doesn't. You wrote down that you weren't claustrophobic. And I'm like, I'm not. I was like, I could walk into a closet and close the door behind me right now, and I'd be perfectly fine standing in the closet. I was like, that's not the issue here. I just can't stay still. And then I did start to get kind of freaked out about the injection, the staying still, the whole thing. And this woman says to me, well, I'm going to give you a little time. And she leaves. So she leaves me like hyperventilating all by myself in this tiny little waiting area. Just left me. So she comes back and I'm still like freaking out. And she's like, oh, so are you ready? I'm like, do I look ready, lady? Like, it was just really bad. And then she says, well, maybe if we went in and I showed you the machine and you could just like touch it and see it. And I was just like staring at her. Hyperventilating, staring at her and crying. I was crying. I was just so freaked out. And part of the reason I was crying, I think, was because I just didn't know what to do. And it was just, I didn't expect this to happen. I thought that was going to be okay. And I just like completely had a meltdown. I've been so emotional lately as it is. I haven't felt well. It's like, and it was just all coming together in this giant bleh that just, I couldn't contain myself. And I thought in my head when this woman said this stuff to me about touching the machine, was like, I'm not a 5-year-old and this isn't a touch a truck moment. I was just like, are you kidding me, lady? And she just kept staring at me again, then left again, said she'd be back, comes back again. She's like, is there anything I can do to help you? Okay. That's a valuable question. That's under, you know. And I said, my boyfriend's in the other waiting room. Now, if you were in this situation and you were, you know, asked somebody if they could help you and they said, well, my boyfriend is in the other waiting room, or my girlfriend, or my husband, or my ding-a-ling-a-ding-dong is in the other room. When they say that, what would you do? You'd go to get them. Right? Right? No. She stands there and stares at me. Like, literally just stares at me. And I'm like thinking in my head, lady, I am freaking out. And you are not helping. You are the most unhelpful person I could possibly think of right now. Like, why did you even ask? She leaves again. And I'm like leaned over like this. I'm like rocking at this point. I'm just like, I gotta get out of here. I was just kept thinking in my head, I need to get out of here. But I didn't know how. I didn't remember the way back to the other waiting room. It was really that long of a walk. And I just didn't know what to do. Like, how do I get out of here? And I was freaking out more and more, thinking, how am I going to get out of here? And she comes back and she's like, so we can't really do it now because we waited too long. And there are other people that have appointments. So, do you need me to walk you back to the other room? Lady, really? You figured out that I wasn't going to be doing it? Because I think we both knew that a while ago. So yeah, that was my experience. When I got back to my boyfriend, he tried to talk me into going back, but there was no going back at that point. I was too upset. I've been through too much with it. I just needed to get out of there. And so we left. We went and did some shopping somewhere. And even that took some time. I think we spent like an hour alone in the parking lot of the hospital. Took me a long time to calm down. I just was completely freaked out. And it was the whole experience. It wasn't just the MRI, but it's to such an extent that I've already told the doctor there's no way I'm going back there. Just no way. And she told me that she was waiting for some information and that she would be getting back to me this week. So that is what I am waiting to find out. I've talked to other people who have said, hey, you know what? You don't have to do that MRI. It's, it's something that if you had a pacemaker, they wouldn't have been able to do it, so she can find a different way. The thing is, she already has pretty much said what I have. And she said that this was just to roll stuff out. And it's just like, I just need you to help me. Without any more tests, without any more anything, because I can't take any more of it. And I think that was the thing. It was just like, I can't take any more surprises. I can't take any more tests. I'm so done. Just really done. Just give me something. Because she even told me, she's like, there's this medication that I'm probably going to end up giving you that's going to like clear up the skin issue. It's going to make you feel so much better with your hands. She's like, it's going to be like amazing for you. And it's just like, just give me that stuff. And let's see if it works. Just act like a psychiatrist. Give me some medication and let's hope it works out. Because that's what I'm looking for at this point, because I can't do another test. And maybe that's crazy. Maybe me thinking that stuff is crazy, but I just literally can't. I've had so much blood taken out of me, so many x-rays done. It's just so many times doctors have been poking and prodding at me. I'm just really, really done. So that's my story. That's my little chit chat for this video. And I hope you're all doing well. And I hope that your medical situations are going better than mine. And I love all of you guys. So if you want to find me on other social media, that information's down below. And otherwise than that, always remember, do your best to be kind. Even when you want to slap them in the face. Bye-bye, kitty cats.